Alright, what's up guys, it's Super here and welcome to another Dragon Ball FighterZ video, and today we're going to be talking about the Dragon Ball FighterZ closed beta that just happened this weekend. By the way, my sleep schedule got absolutely wrecked for that weekend. I'm glad I was able to manage it a little bit right after the beta. I was taking naps in between the play sessions because there were 4 different play sessions at drastically different times. Like the first one started at 2 a.m. Pacific to 5 a.m. Pacific for me, and then the second session started at 10 a.m. So I took a little break from there, and I streamed pretty much all the sessions except for one. But I gotta say, man, it was a lot of fun playing Dragon Ball FighterZ for the first time. You guys will be seeing the matches that I played on stream over the next maybe week, 2 weeks, depending on how how much of the videos actually last me, because I do want to upload like one Dragon Ball FighterZ video a day. I think I have about 9 videos left, but there might be some days where I don't upload it. But you could see my combos and like my skills improve as the videos go on, which is the most fun part for me. Because I started off button mashing like crazy, which of course I'm going to be talking about some stuff about that. This is sort of like a review of my experience playing the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta. The good, the bad, and the awesome. So I start off button mashing first, the first session, and as the sessions went on, I started to understand the combo mechanics and the combo system a little bit better. And then towards the end, I was actually able to be on par with guys who were, really good at the game. So, I think I progressed pretty well, learned a bunch of characters. I think I played every single character except for Piccolo and Krillin because I thought they were pretty difficult to use, and I wanted to, use some of my favorite characters. I try to stay away from Goku and Vegeta as well, just because I know a lot of people are going to be using those characters, but I wanted to make sure that I played a lot with Gohan, Boo, and Frieza, of course. So those were probably my favorite characters in the beta. So now let's get into the actual review. I have a couple notes here, probably like 3 notes for each individual category. So I have like the good, which I'll talk about right now, and then I have the bad in the middle, and then the awesome towards the end. So the good. All right. The good is that this is a dream come true for me. This is a dream game. I've been a huge Dragon Ball fan since I was a kid. I don't remember how old I was when I first started watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. That was actually my first experience watching Dragon Ball, when Toonami was starting to transition, Dragon Ball Z over to the United States. That's the first time that I started watching it. Of course, as time went on, I started watching Dragon Ball as well. They used to give it on the Spanish channels as well. I think a lot of us who grew up in maybe like Los Angeles or places where they have like Spanish channels, they would always give Saturday morning cartoons on those channels along with the other channels as well. Saturday morning cartoons were like the best when we were kids, so they would give Dragon Ball, and the Dragon Ball theme song was very iconic, the Spanish version. If you guys have never heard it, definitely go check that out. It's awesome. But like I said, this is a dream come true for me. That's like the first and foremost thing that I want to say. Dream come true game. I feel like I'm playing the anime. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a kid when I was playing the beta. I was just smile from ear to ear the entire time. Didn't matter if I lost, didn't matter if I won. It was all smiles because Dragon Ball is my childhood pretty much. And to have a game this fun and this good with my favorite, Dragon Ball characters, dream come true. That's the number one thing. So now let's talk a little bit about some gameplay aspects. So the number one thing that is good is that this is sort of, actually this is not bad at all. This is two different like categories of good. So number one is that the game is very accessible to new players. There is an auto combo where you press one button over and over, and it actually does an automatic combo, and you could go pretty far with that. The first couple of matches that I played, I found myself using it quite a bit. Of course, if you do actually want to do extended combos that look awesome and do the most damage, you're going to want to learn a series of buttons to press and different variations of combos instead of just relying on pressing like square, 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 square. So the game is very accessible to new players. I had never touched this game before, and I found myself, just starting off automatically, like doing very well, winning a lot of matches. Of course, when I came across someone who was a little bit more experienced and was using their assist and was using, the teleport mechanic, the bounces, the assist switches, stuff like that, I found myself getting my ass kicked. But then I started to learn those things, and I started beating those guys who were beating me before, when I was just trying to do the auto combo and like button mashing. But as soon as you go in there, new player, never played this game before, you press buttons and things happen. It's awesome. Just right off the bat, crazy gameplay, no matter what skill level you're at. It's just a hell of a lot of fun. As soon as you go in there, you have assists in there, you have 4 characters, you could have up to 6 characters in there, because both characters could call in their 2 assists, 6 characters on the screen at once. Crazy stuff happens. So it doesn't matter what skill level you are, you're gonna have fun with this game. But the other positive thing is that, just based off just some of the videos that I watched on Twitter from people who come from BlazBlue and Guilty Gear background, who are really good at those games, the combo system and the depth of the gameplay using your assist and using just every mechanic available to you is really going to show once the game is fully out. Once people have time with training mode and are able to figure stuff out, the depth of Dragon Ball FighterZ gameplay is going to come through. And on the surface level, it looks very noob friendly, quote unquote, because most of the characters have a series of button combinations, and then you go into super, or most characters have sort of the same combo that works generally across the board, except for Krillin. Krillin is in my opinion, the hardest character to use so far in Dragon Ball FighterZ. But Krillin is the exception to the rule. But most characters, you do a series of button combinations, and then you are able to do pretty good damage. But there's some things that you could do that are crazy. Like, for example, Cell has this uppercut move where it's sort of a flash kick move. The meter burn version actually brings you back down to the ground. Cell cracks your back, and you're left in like a juggle state, like you're falling to the ground. And what people were doing was calling in one of the assists, more specifically the Vegeta assist, because Vegeta has the best assist in the game, in my opinion. He jumps into the air, hangs up there for a little bit, floating, and shoots down, I don't know, maybe 10 ki blasts. And the opponent is just there stuck on block or on hit. So it's very good. So what a lot of people are doing is doing the Cell move in the air, doing the full air combo, getting about 20-25% damage, doing the meter burn version of the flash kick, brought you down, calling out the Vegeta assist, and then continue your combo with Cell, and then you maybe do the teleport. The meter burn teleport actually grants you another little juggle, call in your other assist, and continuing the combo even further, and then you end it in the Cell super, and it was about 50% damage. It just looked awesome. So the combo system is going to get fleshed out a lot once people actually get their time on the game. So all this is positive, by the way. Having deep gameplay mechanics that are sort of under the surface and waiting to be discovered once the game comes out, very good, because it's going to lead to a lot of crazy stuff people are going to discover, but it's accessible to new players who have never played this game before. Positive. So the final thing on my good scale is the graphics. The graphics just look beautiful. Like I said before, it feels like you're playing the anime, you're playing with your favorite characters, and it's just great. So nothing much to say about that one. Now let's go into some of the negatives about the beta. It wasn't all positives, even though I'm a huge fan. Of course, I'm not gonna only talk about positives, because there were negatives. Number one, and the biggest one of them all, the netcode. Even though I got maybe 75% of the matches were pretty good. There were a lot of matches that I got where the input delay based netcode for this game really frustrated me. It made the game not fun. I didn't want to play some of these matches because the Dragon Ball FighterZ netcode is input delay based, meaning that the game is not compensating for the inputs being delayed with rollback netcode. It's just straight up, if the person doesn't have as good internet connection as you do, or if anything, makes the internet stutter on either end, if you press your button, the input delay is going to be, a lot more significant. See, as you guys see on the screen up there, it says 4 frames of input delay. There were games that I was getting 10 frames of input delay, sometimes even more. And that is not good for a fighting game. It feels like you're stuck in sand because you press a button and it doesn't come out until like half a second later, a full second later. By that time you get punished. It's just not good. Like Mortal Kombat X at the start had input delay based netcode, and it was a nightmare. Now I don't think they could change this to rollback netcode anymore. And I do believe that games like Guilty Gear do have the input delay based netcode, and I've heard that Guilty Gear has really good online. So hopefully they're able to fix it in the future where it's optimized, where you won't be getting either matched up with people who have like ridiculously bad internet, or you don't get like the 10 frames of input delay, which makes the game very hard to play because it's so fast paced. So the netcode was my huge negative in the beta. Not saying that the matches, every single match was laggy. It was just about 25% I could feel the input delay. And that's a lot. 25% of the matches that I played is a lot. So moving on to my second negative about Dragon Ball FighterZ is that the auto combo actually comes out on whiff. So on whiff means if you don't hit your opponent, or you don't hit them on block. Like if you're just jabbing into like thin air, the auto combo comes out, and the auto combo leads into like a light, medium, heavy. So your character's just there doing the animations of the combo, and you get punished because these I think it's called super dash. It's very fast. It goes full screen. It tracks you. So the auto combo coming out on whiff is really bad, because whenever you get comboed, there's actually a specific point where you could roll out of your combo. See, that's why sometimes you see like the blue numbers on the hit counter instead of being orange, meaning that the combo that you got comboed in is not a true combo. That means you could have rolled out if you're pressing the face buttons at a specific time. And of course, you're not going to be like precisely looking for that time. You're sort of mashing, like, at least myself, I'm not a pro or anything. I was just like mashing it a little bit, not too much, a little bit, but there's some times where I actually rolled out of the combo, and instead of just being safe, like floating in the air, blocking, my character was starting to do the auto combo, and then I got punished again, so that's kind of frustrating that the auto combo comes out on whip. Hopefully they could change that. And the last one here, this one's not too much of a big deal. It wasn't, it was noticeable a little bit because some of the matches take forever, is that the super moves in this game scale way too much. Like, let's just use Frieza for an example. If I get someone in a aerial combo with Frieza and end it in the death ball, it does like maybe the actual super itself might do like 6%, 5% extra. And super is you're spending a bar of meter to actually get some extra damage because you're trying to kill your opponent as fast as possible. So super's doing so little damage, sometimes you might as well just end it in a knockdown, forward heavy punch, or try to do something else instead of using your bar of meter for a super. So I think supers do too little damage, especially in combos. They get skilled way too much. Even like level 3 supers, I think, need to do a little bit more, because that is 3 bars of meter of your resource that you're spending. So if they could change that, it would be awesome because it'll make the game even more fast-paced. Like you're killing your opponent. There's 3 characters to go through, so some of the games were lasting like 5 minutes, and in a game as fast-paced as Dragon Ball FighterZ is, the damage slows it down quite a bit, and it would be a lot faster, a lot more exciting, and you would actually be more cautious if you were to take more damage from supers, because you do build meter very, very fast in this game. But I find myself like throwing caution to the wind sometimes. I'm like, all right, if I get comboed, I get comboed. I'm not gonna die from, you know, this one specific combo or 2, 3, 4 combos. My opponent has to do like 6 combos on me before I die. So hopefully they increase the damage or decrease the damage scaling on super moves. So last but not least here, those were negatives, by the way. 3 negatives, 3 positives. Now let's talk about the awesomeness of this game. And I'm not going to go too far into it, just going to give you guys my opinion. I was going to do just the good and the bad, but I thought I would add awesome in here just because, like I said, this game is a dream come true. So the music is on point. Guilty Gear has some of the best fighting game music of all time. I could listen to the Guilty Gear soundtrack over and over again. All the theme songs are great. So the theme songs and, you know, the stage songs, whatever they are in Dragon Ball FighterZ, even the main menu, it gets you so pumped, and like it makes the game more exciting just listening to the awesome soundtrack in the background. So music on point. The, you know, added like features or the added animations, like let's just say that Android 16 does this self-detonate super move. The world, you know, explodes, or not the world explodes, but there's like a giant like nuclear explosion, and they pan out to a camera in space and you could see it through space. You know, those extra animations, or when you knock your opponent out of the ring and your opponent goes flying towards a building, crashes into the building, those extra animations just show, you know, extra work and detail that the guys over at Arc System Works are putting into the game. And of course, last but not least here is the incredible detail to references from the anime. I can't even begin to cover how many references the guys over at Arc System Works have gotten perfectly, you know, frame by frame of animation, perfect references to the anime. So as a Dragon Ball fan, I'm just like gushing over these references. So that is going to be my review of the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta. It wasn't perfect. I had my negatives about the game, and I hope they address them in the future when, you know, maybe they do more beta tests or when the game comes out in February of next year. But as you guys see, I had so much more positive things to say because the game is actually very, very, very fun, fast-paced, beginner-friendly. You know, there's a lot of advanced stuff. Game's amazing, and as a Dragon Ball fan, it's like a dream come true game. Like, I couldn't even believe I was playing this game when the closed beta was going on. That's how good it is as a, you know, Dragon Ball fan. So that is going to be the end of today's video. My review on the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta is that it's absolutely amazing, but it does have its negatives, and I hope they get addressed in the future. So thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.